Are you a healthcare provider who wants to know how to accept payment for telehealth services? Since going through the COVID-19 pandemic, there's a good chance that you are trying to navigate this topic. Private telehealth company Teladoc averaged about 15,000 patients per day in the US in March 2020, which was a 50% increase from February. Amwell, another private company, experienced a 350% increase in the call volume from March 2019 to March 2020. This demand for telemedicine is requiring healthcare providers who have previously used it to dial up their efforts. Today, we will be discussing how to accept payments within new virtual telemedicine services. I'm Alex with Jotform. Let's get started. There was a major increase in coverage for telemedicine under the CARES Act. Medicaid, Medicare, and many private insurance plans cover telemedicine services to some extent. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act was signed into law on March 27th of 2020. It expanded access to telehealth and allowed more federally qualified health centers, rural clinics, and hospices to use technology. After the CARES Act was put into law, Medicare now covers 85 more telehealth services. Many insurers were expanding their own coverage of telemedicine visits in response to the coronavirus pandemic, even before the CARES Act was passed. Then, in mid-March 2020, insurers like Aetna decided to go further and remove copays for telemedicine visits for 90 days. This was when Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act had been more relaxed. As of right now, more than half of the states in the U.S. have parity laws. They require insurance companies to reimburse healthcare providers as if they are in-office visits. So when billing an insurance provider, use the correct codes for telemedicine so they will reimburse you for their portion of the fees. But even with these laws, some insurance companies still require copays from patients. Some patients use telemedicine services on a private pay basis. Both systems require healthcare providers to collect payments, so organizations new to telemedicine may struggle with the best and safest ways to do this. While some providers may want to take payments over the phone, this method can cause some difficulties. Different credit card companies have different and strict rules for card-not-present transactions. One example is American Express. They require that you create a charge record and verify the cardholder's name and billing address. Another issue with accepting payments over the phone is that you need to input the credit card information directly into your payment system. You are unable to write down the credit card number, expiration date, and security code on the sheet of paper unless it is destroyed immediately. When doing this, you run the risk of not complying with the payment card industry data security standard, and the person taking your credit card information could simply mishear or type it incorrectly, which would prevent them from collecting the payment. Instead of taking payments over the phone, some telemedicine software providers allow you to collect payments directly from patients while in their appointments or in the virtual waiting room. With a provider like Doxy.me, all you have to do is select the menu option to request payment. A window will pop up where the patient can fill in their credit card information and accept charges. But if you are using a different telemedicine software provider, then you may need to sign up with a payment provider that your provider specifies. You may also not want to spend valuable time with your patient waiting for them to input their credit card number. Using integrated features with telemedicine software is a viable option if you have chosen a premium plan that includes it. Usually, their payment portal is PCI DSS compliant, so all you have to do is request the payment during the virtual visit. It is also possible for you to get patients to pay directly. Paying with a digital form can be much easier. You can do this with Jotform. Simply embed a payment gateway directly into your form. You can use different providers like PayPal, Stripe, and Square. Jotform is also completely PCI DSS compliant, so you know that your patient's data is safe. The biggest advantage to using a form to collect your payments is that you can send it to the patient before their appointment. That way, once your patients are present, they don't have to worry about payments. There are also many payment form templates that you can choose from and customize to better fit your needs. All that your patients need to do is enter their personal and payment information into the form, and the payment is processed to you. You can then focus more on your patient's concerns during their telemedicine visit. Okay, let's review. There is an extremely high demand for telemedicine. This means that you need to figure out how your practice will accept payments online. You could collect payments over the phone, but this leaves room for human error. There are also integrated features that come with telemedicine software. If your software already comes with the proper features, then that might be the best way to go. And finally, you can get payments from your patients directly using Jotform. No matter which payment option you choose, make sure that it is secure and easy for both you and your patients. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm Alex here with Jotform. Have a good one.